Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the McFarlane Halo 5 Guardians Series 1 Fred figure. Very cool figure. He's got all that new armor, so all the armor is a new sculpt. Very cool indeed. He stands roughly 14 centimeters high, which makes him about 5.5 inches. Comes with two weapons. We have the DMR, or the Designated Marksman Rifle. Unfortunately, as you might have guessed, his finger needs to be separated also in order to hold the guns. No trigger finger sculpted in there, so have to do that with an X-Acto knife. Be super careful. It does come with the DMR, so it looks pretty nice. They do have some paintwork on there, so that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, the trigger guard is super thin on this thing. This one didn't happen to break, but this one did. This is the repaint of Fred. We'll review him separately. Just the trigger guard itself, not this part up here, that broke even after I cut the finger, so be super careful. The gun does have a nice paint job and nice detailing though. And he comes with a pistol just like Chief and everyone else. They all come with a pistol so far. His peg hole on his thigh is particularly low. It goes down past his knee. It lines up okay as far as being realistic, I guess, but I think it's probably supposed to be just a little bit higher because having it stick down past the knee doesn't really make sense. And then the other problem, and that's not really a problem, it's just something I noted, the peg hole on the DMR is all the way in the back. So when you put the gun on his back, it hangs way too low. It should be up here by the trigger so that it goes like that. Actually, maybe you can no, you can't use the trigger, but that's pretty much accurate. So closer to the trigger would have helped. Way too low as it is. Those things aside, because those aren't super big deals, we have a fairly nicely painted figure. He is all metallic. It's very subtle and kind of flat, but that is actually really good looking. You'll see, maybe you can't tell on the video, but in person it's a really sharp looking figure. We have all these nice yellow and gold accents throughout, a little bit of silver and white as well. Very well detailed. He has those little red marks you can see on the bicep there. Where else are they? There are a couple places. Where'd they go? I thought there was more. There were more. Yeah, there they are, on the thigh. So Chief should have had those little red marks also, but Fred got them, so that's pretty cool. Head is really nice sculpt. Very nice looking figure all around. As far as the articulation goes, the head, it's somewhat limited just because of how thick the armor is up here, and I'm not sure if it's actually going to look that thick in game, but you can see there's like 1/4 of an inch of armor up there. The head is on a double ball peg, which can be removed very easily. So if you want to, just for posing purposes, instead of having his head seated all the way down, which does look a little odd, you can kind of just wiggle it up just a bit, and it gives him slightly better look, and it'll help you to pose the head a little bit more. But even when it's all the way down there, you can still turn it around pretty far in every direction, so that's alright. We have the fixed shoulder again, but you get the arm all the way up, even a little bit better than horizontal. So that's nice. Full hinge there, full swivel, bicep swivels in the arm here. And if you'll notice, he's got kind of that teardrop shaped ball hinge. It gives him a little extra clearance. You can get his arm just past 90 degrees, and then we have that full swivel in there also. So helping him to hold his gun, that'll help a whole lot. That elbow hinge works pretty nice, and he can hold the gun rather well. And then we have the wrist hinge, which is basically the same type of joint. Full range of motion. Again, you can see his is a little bit elongated. I don't think Chief had that. I think his was, well, I guess it's technically the same. It just sticks a little bit farther into the armor. So it works out really well for Fred, though. He can hold the gun very nicely. Torso articulation, full range, pretty much the same as Chief. So pretty good range forward and back, side to side. Everything you want to do, he can do. He actually has fairly decent hip articulation, relatively speaking. It's pretty close to Chief's, but it feels like it has just a little bit more to me. Of course, I didn't break out my protractor and measure it, but it feels not so bad. And again, if you trimmed away some of this, it might even help a little bit. That's up to you, though. The knee works basically the same as Chief, so we have the hinge and the swivel there. And then the ankle is the same type of joint again, so ball hinge. You can rotate that all the way around, give yourself an ankle rocker if you want to. And his toe is on a ball peg, so even more range of motion there. So despite the hip being somewhat limited and not having a trigger finger, it's actually a really solid figure. And once you modify that hand just with a knife, a little bit of cut, you can't even tell it's really happened. So, I mean, his is stuck like that just because I had the gun in there. But you really can't tell that it's been modified at all. So that's fine by me. I don't mind trimming that up a little bit. And then the hips, if you wanted to make that trim, you'd be pretty well off. But even if you didn't, he's still a pretty darn good figure. And since he's a blue team member, I definitely recommend it. He's a really solid figure for $12.50. Can't really complain too much. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.